Well, that was quick. Hey, hello. Hey, and hello. Forget my own intro. Hey, and hello there, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the Strike Streams Sunday edition, Sunday the 25th. It's Christmas in May. How are we all feeling? Wow, it's been 5 months since Christmas. 5 months since I played. What did I get for Christmas? Kirby in the Forgotten Land, Sonic Shadow Generations. That's wild. So hello. Lovely to see a whole bunch of you. If you haven't already, please click like on the video, because I forgot to set up the stream on Friday's stream, and today I did remember, so let's make the most of the fact that I remembered to do the thing I was supposed to do. So let's say hi to some people, and then we'll get right on into things, shall we? So, Nightbot hi, and Kieran hi, and Kevin hi, and Gage hi, and Onlara hi, and Skywatcher hi, and Cacjon hi, and Xander hi, and I feel like I've missed someone from the people I've already scrolled through, but I can't remember. Maybe, have I said hi to Gage? Maybe I've not said hi to Gage. Gage hi! Good luck with that luxury ball quest. Oh boy. And Cuba, hi! Yeah, lovely to see a whole bunch of you. Dang, I feel like there's something I was going to say where I was like, oh, if there are a lot of people, I should say some stuff, and now I can't remember what I was going to say. So let's just get on into the game, and we'll take it from there, shall we? Oh, hang on, I didn't mute the laptop. Ugh, this is what happens when I have to use my laptop for, like, stuff, because I still don't have a phone. I did yesterday, so this was the first time I had to do this in, like, the 10 months of Strike streams. I did delete a bunch of Pokemon. So we caught a load of, we've been you want to keep them, you want to catch them, you don't have to keep them, but always catch them, catch them. But I still do keep them afterwards. But obviously, after doing the Strike streams for 10 months, I did delete a bunch of my Pokemon, like the extras and sort of dupes I had. Obviously nothing shiny. Or at least I hope nothing was shiny. Maybe I should have double checked that. Actually, I probably should have. Now that I think about it, I should have really done some kind of double check just to make sure there weren't any shinies. Oh dear. Oh well. I'm only just realizing that now. Yeah. But nevertheless, I deleted a bunch of Pokemon I had. And here we are. So just to, like, clear up space in my boxes, because we've been doing this for so long, like, all of these boxes, like, I had, I was up to, like, box 29, and I only had, like, 30, 31, and 32, and then I would have been, like cheese, out of space, and I didn't want to be in that position, so we're now just back to, back to the spreadsheet-areno. This is all the spreadsheet-areno stuff. And then we've got a bunch of Pokemon here, which I have kept for various reasons that maybe I'll explain, maybe I won't. But then we can kind of take it from there, basically. So there we go. Onlara's done 2k resets for Poiple. So halfway to the odds. Well, keep going, Onlara, keep going, Gage. Oh my gosh. Stuck in SV Great Ball tier limbo. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, right. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move my TV a bit closer to me. I also may have left my water bottle elsewhere, so I might dash out to get that at some point. But what we'll do, I have my piece of paper. I have my piece of paper in case I need to write stuff down. What we're going to do is my tickets for the past few weeks now. Has it been like 3 weeks now? Maybe even a bit longer. No, I think a bit longer than 3 weeks, actually, I would say. My tickets have been for Uxie, Thunderous, and Kartana. And so, Uxie, Thunderous, and Kartana. And what we're going to do is you guys, gals, and non-binary pals are going to let me know which of those you can do. You're going to say strike in big capital letters. You're going to say I can do. And then you're going to say Yuxi, Thunderous, and/or Kartana, okay? Strike, I can do, Yuxi, Thunderous, and/or Kartana. Ready, set, bow. Let me know in the comments. All right, hang on. Whoa. Just, right, like, that conversation in the chat is dead, okay? Boom. There. Stop. Okay. So I don't know why, like, there's a conversation that's, like, a bit tense that's just getting eked out, and it's, like, I don't know why it keeps getting dragged on, but we'll stop it here, okay? Right. Okay, so yeah, there are a lot of people here today, so I might need to write this down. Okay, are there... Okay, so maybe we could do something like a Kartana and then a Thunderous or something like that. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So, okay, lots of people here today. Lots and lots of people here today. Right, so let's see. So maybe we could have like a Thunderous... Maybe we could have like Thunderous second and Kartana first or something like that. I'm just going to write this down just because I want to like be sure and I want to be safe. So let's see. Hold on. So hang on. Right. I do apologize if I go off mic because my head is tilted down because I'm reading a piece of paper. Right, hang on. Okay. Right, okay. So let's see. Right, so yeah, so if we have like say like Conowat as a Thunderous for Team 2 and Kevin as a Thunderous for Team 2, then that works. And then we could have like Gage and Onlara as like a Team 1 kind of thing. And then maybe like I think then we'd have to have Sky. So let me hang on a sec. I do want to just double check this though. Yeah, Conowat, Kevin. Gage has to do Kartana, and Sky would have to do Kartana or Thunderous. So hang on, let me just check this for a sec. Sorry, why am I struggling with this today? It's probably because I'm dehydrated. I probably need to get that water. If I put like Onlara in Team 1 and like say Kiba, Sky. Okay, I think I've got this, but let me just double check. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so here's what I've got. Okay, on a brighter note, you took a break from Poipole to hatch some eggs, and you got the Anorith. Nice. Okay, so here's what I've got. Forgive me if I've messed things up though. So Team 1, Kartana. We got Gage, Onlara, and Kiba, and then Team 2, Thunderous, Conowat, Kevin, and Skywatcher. And then Team 3, Yuxi, Kieran. I have not typed that out because I've got it written down. But does that sound good? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Let me know if I've made any mistakes. Otherwise, the game will go dark. Yeah, but please let me know because I really might have messed something up there trying to juggle that around in my head. So what we're going to do, we're going to connect to the Wycom, and if that does sound good, then that means Team 1 is Gage, Onlara, Cuba. Please come on down. We're going to click on the Wycom. We're going to press the plus button to connect to the internet on the Wycom. And then we're going to go to the internet. No, we're going to talk to the nice scientist lady. You guys are going to say anything goes. But because this is Kartana, and this is Kartana, right? Yeah. Gage, Onlara, and Kiba. So, let's get a code ready. You guys know about this. Special attacks over physical. Fire is super duper mega effective, and fighting types are fantastic. I think that's probably a good way to let me go get my water. So 05250210. I'll be right back. I am back with people who look like things. So we are all good in the hood. Okay, so Gage, Onlara, and Kiba. So Kiba. And then we should be okay. So yeah, done with the fossils. Oh, Wynort. Yeah, it's funny. Wynort is like literally the first shiny I ever got from, like, you know, a game that is connected and compatible with, like, modern games. And yeah, I don't have a why not in a Pokemon Home because I evolved it into a Wobbuffet, and I've got another Wobbuffets, but I've never gotten another why not, and it's like, why did I evolve it? But oh well anyway, Bark. Okay, so DKGKB, hello. So, let's all click like on the video if we haven't already, and then get on with the show, shall we? Actually, I think I do know maybe what I was going to say today, but we'll get into... Oh, watch out for Leaf Blade as well. I didn't say everything. So maybe Swampert and Wartortle aren't that great. But then again, is Jinx, I don't know. Actually, no, Jinx is pretty good. Ice Beam is pretty nice. It's more like a nice beam. There we go. And then Mantine is marginally better than the other two, because at least it's not weak to a Leaf Blade. And Skarmory is not weak to a Leaf Blade either, but then the weak armor just makes it worse and worse. Okay, this is a pretty rough start, but that's okay. We can work around this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I really should have checked that I didn't have any shinies accidentally that I, like, threw away. But I think I do have all of them backed in my Pokemon Home and stuff, so, like, it's fine. But I should have checked them all individually. Anyway, Magmar is absolutely the way to go here. I know there is Carkol, but Magmar's better than Carkol. And then there's Altaria as well. So, do we want to say get rid of Skarmory for Magmar? And then we'll get rid of something else for Altaria? Don't really know what. Does it really matter? Like, so does that sound like a plan? Does that sound good? Hang on, my patch. There we go. Obstagoon. Right, here we go. Or should I say here we boo? Right, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go big or go home. I'm going to lower that special defense, and then... Oh, Onlara, see, I saw you say fire then flying, but I assumed you just meant, like, for the Altaria kind of thing. Like, you were saying, like, Magmar and Altaria. But your brain went into Pheromosa mode. This team would be pretty good for Pheromosa. Well, like a lot of this path would be good for Pheromosa. Like, there was a Scyther at some point, right? So, like, Magmar, Pheromosa, Mantine. They'd all be pretty good for this. Like, Skarmory. That'd be pretty nifty, but, you guys have a great team for a Uxie. That as well, actually. Yeah, Uxie. Yeah, funnily enough, like, this team we have is, like, better for Pheromosa and for, Uxie than it is for, like, Kartana, but we're gonna make it good for Kartana, okay? And that will begin by Kiba getting rid of Skarmory for Magmar, okay? That'll be the trick here. So to be honest, I think we kind of have our strat locked in, and I did kind of remember what I was going to talk about, and because there are lots of people here, maybe it's a good thing for me to talk about it, maybe. You don't like facing Dondozo on the ladder. More like Don Bozo. Yeah, Dondozo's a tricky thing, isn't it? I used one for, like, the first time recently for, like, raids. Like, I had a Ground, Terror, Unaware, Curse, Earthquake one. Worked pretty well against the Metagross. But here we go. So you want to catch everything, you don't have to keep them, and you can delete them without double-checking that there are no shinies in there. But you do want to catch them. Ash catch them. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't... I really should have, like, just... I can't believe I did not... like, check just to be sure that there, like, weren't any shinies in there. But at the same time, I did it on Pokemon Home. I feel like I would have noticed if there were any shinies, like, because they would have had different, like, sprites kind of thing. Well, not sprites, but, you know, like, icons or whatever. So I think it's okay. Right. We could do science if we were feeling interesting. We could, like, get rid of Jinx. No, actually, no, Jinx is good against Scyther. I do think Scyther's good. And Scyther... No, Jinx would be good for Altaria, wouldn't it? We could get rid of Mantine. If we're getting rid of Mantine anyway, maybe we could get rid of Mantine. But... yeah, because on Lara, you are super effective against a Skarmory, but, like, it's fragile. Maybe I should have gone for the science. I don't know. So, okay, that's bad against a Kartana. Never mind, but you are good against Scyther at least, so hey, I'll take that. The future is now, thanks to science. I love that phrase, and I used to say it more in my day-to-day life, and I don't now, and it's sad. I'd also say the future is now thanks to Pie Pants, but that's a different phrase. Okay. So, Skarmory is no longer with us. Scyther is who we're now facing. Sorry, I'm a whole battle behind. Right, Thunderbolt. So yeah, I would get rid of the suit. I would get rid of the Sudowoodo for Altaria, and I don't think we need the Scyther, unless we did something like I got the Scyther because then I would resist Leaf Blade ×4, but I would be weak against Altaria. Oh, the Jinx, the big Jinx. Also Kevin, very nice. But no, okay. Well, I think we want to be using our stab super effectives. I don't think we need to worry about PP or anything, because like we're not going to be using fire moves against like Altaria or anything. So we've only got like 2 fights. So I don't think you're going to like be using like 5 PP or something in like 2 fights. We want to be hitting this thing with like super effective stab fire damage for sure. Yes, we did do half its health, but we could have like lowered its stat. Wow, no, the thing is, in fairness, we weren't gonna like lower this thing's stats. We're using moves that add like paralysis and stuff like that. But Burning Jealousy could have burned it after a max airstream, maybe. I don't know. Okay. No. Well, hang on. Let me get. Where's? I'll be back in 1 sec. Hang on. Like, literally 1 sec. Okay, so we want to catch everything. You don't have to keep them, but always catch them. Ash catch them. Yeah, Pokemon X, the series, like the anime series, is going to be back on, like, Netflix or something, isn't it? I saw that. That's really cool. That probably is, like, the best the anime has ever been, the X and Y series, which is ironic, because I think the X and Y games are, like, the worst the mainline games have ever been. So it's funny that like I think they're like the worst games, but like the best anime series. And then Black and White were a really good set of games, but like a not very good anime series. Do I want to go? I tell you what, I am actually going to go for this because I don't have a whole load of health here. So I'm gonna go for it. Why not? Okay, so we got Altaria. Yeah, there's our Moldo on Lara. I need a shiny one of those. But yeah. The irony is, actually, There is also Lurantis there, and Lurantis does have Weather Ball, and we are going to be setting up the fire with Magmar. So, funnily, amusingly, we could have technically gone with Lurantis, and it probably would have been a pretty viable choice, to be honest. Because we're going to get the sun up, but then the sun isn't going to do anything because of Altaria's ability. But I'd rather have that, I'd rather have that extra fire move that is definitely going to work, and we don't have to hope that Magmar is faster or any nonsense like that. So it's just a bit more consistent. On Lara, I cannot be too harsh on XY because they have the Friend Safari, so that's fair enough. The X and Y anime goes to Z story we never got until November. Until November, Kevin. Until November. Now we get to see AZ sip on tea with his floette in a hotel. Isn't that riveting? I don't know. Maybe it will be. I joke. Maybe it will be. Oh gosh, hang on, what are you doing? Oh, is that a... Oh. Okay, all our attack stats are going to be lowered. No. Magmar's singing around. Row, 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 you merrily, merrily. Thank goodness we have ice. That's nice. Okay, jinx. Did the sound mess up on my TV there? That Max Rockfall sounded very weird to me. AZ is happy, and I say good for him. True. They're saying AZ deserves a good ending, probably. Well, hopefully. Maybe he doesn't. Okay, wing attack. More like a fling attack. Oh, Cotton Guard. Okay, so with the Max Wormwind and Cotton Guard, that's really something. It's the Nightbot 22-minute games. So, yes, that's the thing. Altaria will negate the sun, but Kartana's a one-turn fight anyway, and Altaria's probably faster than Magmar, so it's going to use a Heat Wave before the sun, so it basically, all this to say, it doesn't matter. And yeah, the attack down didn't affect Ice Beam, which is, like, the main thing, so it's all good. No, chat, I did... Although we're about to get to the fight now. I was about to get into a serious conversation, but we're almost done, and we're almost on Team 2, and then I won't be able to talk about anything. So, Sudowoodo, well done. And then, yeah, because Jinx will have a... Like, Jinx's Ice Beam will be a pretty solid neutral move here. Basically, me with Wing Attack is, like, the least useful thing here. Pseudo swap, but that does mean we definitely want to swap. It doesn't mean a sort of iffy or, you know, in spirit swap. It means we're definitely swapping. But yeah, no, well done Sudowoodo for swapping. Here's Katana. But yeah, fire away, literally, like use your fire attacks. And Ice Beam, more like an Ice Beam. Who is faster between Magmar and Altaria? I would like to think it's Altaria, but I actually don't know for a fact. So let's have a quick look. I'm probably going to be the fastest thing here. 142. And then 117 for Jinx, but its speed is down. Altaria's at 129, and... Oh, wow! Magmar's actually pretty close. But Altaria is faster, so... Yeah, so an Altaria Heat Wave, basically it doesn't matter about Altaria's ability. We're going to win this in one turn here. So... My job is to not... Exactly. My job is that if I get hit with a Leaf Blade or a Vacuum Wave, that I'll be good. If I'm hit with an Air Cutter, I just have to hope I don't get crit. Like, that's basically my job. So, yeah. Oh, okay, well, there's the Air Cutter. I sort of just looked up and heard the super effective noise and saw we all took damage. Right, Heat Wave more. That did so much damage, and that's non-stab. Non-stab! Right, here's the Max Flare. So if this somehow doesn't KO, then something is horribly wrong. Well done, everyone, and well done, Kiba, for having the power. So well done, everyone. That was nice, quick, and easy. Nice and quick and even. Well done, everyone. Stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. Get those emojis in. And like the video if you haven't already. What the heck are you doing if you haven't liked the video? This is like the 3rd time I've said it. I'm getting desperate now. So, well done, everyone. And good luck, okay? That was nice. Again, nice and quick and even. Very quick indeed. So, Team 2. Thunderous, Conowat, Kevin, Skywatcher. Yep. Sorry, I probably just broke the mic there. The 3 of you are up, okay? So I hope you're around and ready. Otherwise, Kieran's gonna be like a substitute for a Thunderous that he doesn't care for. Magmar is a no. Scyther is a no. Altaria is a no. But will we get the silver thinged katana? Oh, no. So, chat, here's a funny thing. My last shiny was a week ago today. I got the Pheromosa a week ago today. Very last Dynamax adventure of the day. So if we get to the end of this stream and I don't have a shiny, I technically, like tomorrow, will be in the beginnings of drought. And if I get past tomorrow without a shiny, I will officially be in drought. The weeks just keep getting faster and faster and faster. But yeah, it's just sort of weird how quickly with like how time goes and stuff. Like it's kind of like, oh, Bo, you just got Pheromosa. It's like, yep, but mathematically, I'm due something else already. So yeah, not for like a legendary, obviously. Like I'm still a few weeks away from like being overdue for like a legendary, but just for like having a shiny. If I get to, like, the end of tomorrow and I don't have anything, I always like sort of saying, like, 25 is the expected number. I like sort of saying once you get to, like, 30, that's when you're kind of, like, owed one sort of thing. There's, like, a little bit of wiggle room. I sort of say, like, between, like, if you get one between 1 and 10 Dynamax Adventures, you're very lucky. You're very lucky. If you get one between, like, sort of 10 and, sort of 10 and 20, that's, like... or sort of 10 and 25, that's like about average, or 25 to 30, that's probably about expected. But then once you get like past 30, that's when you're unlucky. So, right, anyway, let's look at some natures. Neutral. And there it is, chat. The gentle nature. There's always a gentle nature. There's always a gentle nature. And today it's Scyther. Look at it, gentle. And then a neutral Altaria. And then Katana. So I'm going to get the Magmar. There we go. Lovely stuff. Kevin, meanwhile, you have yet to get a shiny legendary since the end of last year. Oh, good golly gosh. A gentle Scyther feels wrong. Kind of does, doesn't it? So, welcome back. Skywatcher, gentle, let's go, Xander the Hammer. Welcome back. Would you like us to keep a record of where you found Kartana this time? Yes, I would. So, Team 2, Thunderous. And then Conowat, Kevin, and Sky. So here we go. We're going to press the Y-com for the internet. Santi from Food Theory got... No, I don't know. I'm just making it up. Got a Chinchino or a Minchino. No, okay, here we go. So we're going to talk to the nice scientist lady. We're going to say yes to all this stuff. We're going to say anything goes. And then I'm going to select Thunderous. And then, yeah, I know Xander is very much due a legendary. Please, for the love of Nelly, like, if I have to stop the strike streams, please let Xander get a shiny before that happens. At the very least, okay? Like, it's one thing if I don't get all the, like, 24 Pokemon from my list. It's another if Xander doesn't get anything. Right, so let's go... 0525 and then 0229, okay? So that's 0525 and then 0229 for Thunderous. And as a final reminder, Conowat, Kevin, Skywatcher, please come on down. Ryan, hello, welcome, welcome. Yes, thank you for saving scepter codes until our lobby is full. Thunderous is an awkward fellow, electric and flying type, which means he's only weak to ice and rock. Rock is marginally better than ice, for reasons I'll get into in a moment. So let's look out for ice and rock, but then we might need to look out for things more on the defensive side. So the lightning rod ability is excellent. Raichu, Cantonian Raichu, and Manectric are the things to look out for. And then if we can't find those, obviously ground types are brilliant. And then if we can't get those, the sort of electric-resistant trio of dragon, grass, and other electric types can be handy as well. Offensively, Thundurus does not have any flying moves, so don't worry about that. What you do need to worry about is Sludge Wave, that's spread poison damage, watch out grass types. And then it has Rain Dance, Thunder, and Weather Ball. So 100% accurate Thunders and Water-type Weather Balls. But if we change the weather, such as with, say, let's, as an example, use a Max Hailstorm or Max Rockfall, Ice and Rock, that then means that Thundurus can utilize that as a Weather Ball as well. So watch out for that. And particularly that Ice type, Ice and Electric's a dangerous combo. So it's why, if we do ever have a choice between Rock and Ice, Rock is a little bit better, because we'd rather it use a Max Rock Weather Ball than a Max Ice Weather Ball. So here we go, ready, set, boo! And here we go. I think that was a pretty good intro to that this time. Right, so Frostlass is an ice type, so I'm gonna go with that. But then Luxray is an electric, so maybe defensively, and with that light screen, it could be quite handy. Although Snarl on Persian is nothing to scoff at either, to be honest. Ooh, okay, these are interesting. These are very interesting. Oh, and Whiscash, the Belch. And actually, because Whiscash is in 4th place, I legit mean that. That's not a joke. Whiscash with Belch, like a Max Ooze, that actually could be really good. It's got the immunity to electric, and then that Belch could like power up all our special attacks. I am excited about this. Noctowl. Oh, okay. We do have. Okay. Eldegoss does have Weather Ball, and it is like an electric resistant Pokemon. But what else have we got? Let's see. Oh, we've got Rock to the right with. We do have Colossal. Colossal is a very good Gigantamaxer. I will just say that. So maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. I don't know. But let's see what we got though. So the question here is, do we get rid of the Whiscash for Colossal, or do we get rid of the Persian for Colossal? I'm actually thinking we should get rid of the Persian, because, and here's my theory, my game theory as to why. If we go against Thundurus, and on turn 1, use a Max Ooze, right? A Max Ooze from Whiscash, what that means, right? Oh, very good. Okay. If we use a Max Ooze from Whiscash and Colossal uses Meteor Beam, that means that Colossal is going to get a ×2, right? One from the Meteor Beam, one from Whiscash, a ×2 special attack boost, and then it's going to use a Meteor Beam on turn 2. And if it uses a stab Meteor Beam on turn 2 with a ×2 boost, like it's doubled, that is going to do some insane damage. So I'm just going to throw that out there. So I think, I genuinely think, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I'm going to sort of paraphrase or quote Kevin here. I think with Belch, we can't possibly lose. So here we go. So chat, my lovely chat. No, I was just saying about the end of the strike streams. I do apologize. Forgive me if I sound like a bit of a negative Nelly. Forgive me if like Bo, you've been saying about like, I don't know, oh no, things aren't great with the strike and the end of the strike streams, and you've been saying that for a while now. But it's because I've seen it on the very distant horizon And I just want you guys to be aware of it. I don't want to just, like, stop one day and say, oh, guys, things have gone too terribly. And then you be like, oh, what? Didn't see that coming. Like, I don't want anyone to be, like, shocked if I do have to stop doing these streams. I mean, obviously, if the strike ends, like, these will probably come to an end pretty quickly. Or they could be, you know, like, I'll try and keep going afterwards. If the strike ends, I will try and keep going with these, but there probably will be a time where it's like, okay, I have to stop now. Like, I have more auditions and stuff. But if the strike keeps going, oh, crud, oh, I used the wrong, oh, I should have switched to the special attack because it used Cotton Guard. We should be using special moves, not physical. If we have special moves, we should be using the special ones. Okay, we all used physical there. That was quite embarrassing for all of us. I have soiled myself. How embarrassing. Okay, so we need to switch to special moves here, even if they're not very effective. But yeah, so anyway, right, Max Hailstorm, sorry, so we're switching now. Sorry, I just went into clicking mode because I was getting serious about stuff. I do apologize. But no, but I kind of, you know, but I do just want to say this stuff because, again, the strike has been rough. I have not worked in a long time. And please, what I'm about to say is not a slight on you guys or anything. I am not a sort of popular enough or successful enough YouTuber, either kind of thing. Like, it's not like these streams are like, oh, I'm not working right now, but, oh gosh, are we gonna... We are gonna beat this thing, right? Hang on. I'm a bit scared we're not gonna beat this now. Hang on, what happened? How did we not KO it? Wait, what happened there? Oh, crud. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. How did we not KO it? Did we all use our special moves? Again, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, oh god, I don't know what to do here. Yeah, that physical turn is probably what did it, isn't it? Crud. I actually don't know what to do here with regards to, like, who should take the Colossal. I still think we should probably get rid of the Persian, because it's just kind of, like, the least useful. Whether... Unless we take the Eldegoss because it has Weather Ball. Like, we could take Eldegoss because it has Weather Ball. If I'm using an Ice move, then Eldegoss could use Weather Ball. So maybe Persian could... Maybe... Oh, God, okay. I don't know. Okay, we definitely want to get rid of Persian. So I think, like, getting rid of it here is a good switch. We definitely want the Colossal. It's just, who are we going to switch for Colossal? That is the question. Unless we get rid of, like, Luxray here or something. Because Luxray doesn't really have that much to offer against the Thunderous, apart from, like, a bit of defensive utility. Like, Whiscash can have the job of not dying. Colossal can have the job of Meteor Beaming. Eldegoss can have the job of Weather Balling. And I can have the job of Ice type and setting up the weather. So could that be the plan now? Could that make sense? Does that sound okay as far as plans go? Although, oh gosh, does this mean Eldegoss is Dynamaxing here though? Oh god, oh this is a nightmare. This is an absolute nightmare. We're going to have to hope that Whiscash is strong enough to kind of win this battle here with Muddy Waters. Lily, hello. No, I have not gotten a shiny for a whole week now. So if I don't get a shiny today, I will be in the beginnings of a drought. And if I'll be in the beginnings of a drought, and if I don't get one by the end of tomorrow, I would say that I am fully in drought. So yeah, right, Rising Voltage, more like a Rising Voltage. Right, Muddy Water, please let... Okay, that was good. Okay, so we just need that to hit, like, you know, 2 or 3 times more or whatever. There's a steam engine. Oh, dear. Smokescreen? What the heck? Max Overgrowth is neutral, though, so yay. I kind of forgot that Max Overgrowth was neutral at first when I sort of was like, oh dear, Eldegoss is Dynamaxing. But then I was like, wait, no, grass is fine. So this is actually fine. So, okay. There we go. So that's a good... Okay, very good turn one, everyone. That's half the health down. So Colossal will be faster here. If it does use a Meteor Beam, we could be in trouble. But if we all just keep attacking it, then... Oh, Skull. That's fine. That's fine. That is, like, the best thing we could have hoped for. Legit. Right, there's Shadow Ball. Oh, special defense down. Here we go. Right. Rising Voltage. Just need this hit to hit. Yes. Yes! Okay. Yes, that is exactly why, Lily. Fire cancels the rock type. So, yeah. But I kind of... In my head, I was kind of just thinking of Colossal as a fire type in this one, because... I don't know why, because we're using it as a rock type for Thunderous, so I don't know why I really got all confused there. But, yeah. But no, so we're saying about the strike streams and stuff like that, so... But no, but again, I do just want to, like, remind you guys of this. Like, I have not worked for, like, a good long while now. Like, we're heading towards, like, the end of May now, and I haven't worked for, like, a few months now. And again, and so I don't mean this as a slight, but, like, the streams, like, they don't cover me or anything. They don't make up for that, unfortunately. Like, these are just, like, a kind of, like, more of a fun hobby than a thing to, like, help me, you know. They're more of a thing that is just, like, a fun thing to do. It's a nice social mental health thing, perhaps, or whatever. So that's kind of that. What have we got? Okay, hang on. Who are the choices here? Oh, should we go for Beetle, maybe? Although, is that, like, Morpeko? Or Charger Bug? Oh, there is a backpacker this way. I'm going to go for the electric. As I think if we don't go for the Dunsparce, it's fine. Oh, is that... Okay, the one we've gone for is Dunsparce. That's, like, the one Pokemon I didn't want us to go for. Because it can inflict a lot of status afflictions and stuff. But okay. I'm going to go with a Lumberry because of Discharge. But yeah, but yeah, so I haven't worked in a while, and again, I'm reaching a kind of precarious point where, I don't know, I'll have to, you know, maybe I might need to find some other work or something. I don't really know. And again, I'm in a bit of a scary position, because I don't really know what that is. For those who don't know my story, like, go and watch the Luigi green card video. Like, that was a good video. No one watched it. Right, I'm gonna Frost Breath here. Yeah, the green card, like my How I Came to America story. It was a good one. Oh, looking spiffy there. Good avatars, guys. Good avatars. But for those who don't know my story, basically, I grew up in an era where, like, every parent was like, oh, get a degree, it'll fix all your... you'll never have a problem in your life if you have a degree. And then you become an adult, and you get a degree in mathematics, and then it's useless, and it does nothing, and no one cares. And so, basically, I moved to America to become a voice actor, because that was an easier way for me to get work, employment, and money than, like, utilizing my maths degree. So, but what this also means is that I've never, like, really had a proper job or anything. I did some, like, temp work, but that was, like, a decade. Yeah, always go big. Always turn one, go big. That's the rule. That's the rule here at Bovio Games. Okay. Oh, we're going with the max ooze. Good. I like it. Yeah, the get a degree and finding a good job will be easy mentality. Exactly. And I mean, in fairness, here's the thing. In fairness, I get why parents of kids like myself, like, said that, because, like, my uncle, my mum's brother, right, he like got a degree. I don't think it was necessarily like the best degree ever. Like it wasn't like some STEM thing or whatever. He had like a degree in like politics. I think maybe he got like the top grade for it or whatever. Like I was just shy of the top grade with my mathematics. But like he got like a degree in like politics or something like that, or political sciences, and then he got headhunted by a toilet paper company, which he worked for like decades until like, and he's retired now with like a great pension. So I get why my mum said that, because yeah, I would have loved for that, like that. Oh, that would have been nice, you know, just like have someone come up to you and go, hey, do you want a job? Like, you know, like they went to him and like said, hey, do you want a job? That didn't happen with me, and I had a degree in like mathematics. So but like but I was from that generation, and so I tried to find a job. I couldn't. It didn't happen. I wasn't based in London, but it's like, well, I couldn't move to London because you need to have a job to be able to afford to live in London. Like, so it, you know, catch 22. So, but I've never had a proper job, and I did some temping and stuff in offices, but that was all like a decade ago or so now. Like I've been able to live off of voiceover and stuff, so you know, my like entertainment career. So I've, you know, so though some of you could say stuff where it's like, well, can't you like use your maths degree, or can't you like write a like just like, you know, like, oh, write a good resume or whatever. It's like, you know, these things are kind of just like easier said than done. So I don't really know what my future is going to be like. It's very tough out there, and it's like, and I have a messed up eye and a missing tooth. I'm not very like presentable, so, or particularly good at being coordinated, I guess, for anything that's a little bit more fast paced. And so, you know, on the one hand, there is this kind of like, oh, well, I might have to go get some work, but there is also this like, how? So, you know, there is a possibility of, I don't know, maybe I might have to like go back to England or something. But if I go back to England with the way things are like politically, that means I wouldn't probably be able to come back for like 3 years. So, you know, and even with like, well, couldn't you say like tutor or something like that? I do remember a lot of like, say, more what I'll call like basic maths, like say for people who are like under 16 years old, but I also don't like have like notes for maths or anything. Like any notes I do have are 5,000 miles away, and I got rid of my the notes from my like degree after a couple of years. Like I stored them in my parents' attic. And then a couple of years later, when we were going through stuff, I was like, let me look at this degree stuff. And I looked at like notes I had from lectures, and it just didn't make any sense to me. I didn't understand it. I couldn't follow it. And I was like, well, why would I want to keep this? I'm not using this stuff. I have no intention of using this stuff. I'm never going to use this stuff. And I'm definitely never going to use this stuff because I don't even understand it. Like, it was, you know, this is from like my like second and final year, you know. So it was like, so I got rid of a load of my maths notes. I kept some more like basic maths notes in case I ever did like tutor or something. But there's no point in my parents like sending me out expensively sending me out a bunch of old maths notes or something. So yeah. Right, weather ball, nice. Well done, everyone. Even entry level wants experience now. It's crazy. Exactly. It's all just very stupid. Why didn't you write notes in the way you could understand? Well, no, I did. But it's just, but if you don't do something for a long time, you forget it. Like, you know, if you like spoke a language, but then you didn't, if you like learned a bit of a language, but then you didn't like use it for years and years and years, like I could spend a month, like the next month, learning some obscure language, but like if I then didn't touch that language again for like years and years, I would forget that month of like language. So, you know, I basically would spend, you know, like 12 weeks learning a particular branch of mathematics so I could pass a test in it. But, you know, like 3 years later, it's like, you know, I don't remember that 12 weeks. It's very advanced mathematics that just doesn't really have any day-to-day use. The reason I remember the maths I still know and remember is because I use that maths all the time. You know, like I know probability because I'm constantly playing with probability whenever I play Pokemon. You know, whether it's like whether I get a shiny or it's whether that second Thunder hits. But, you know, but like kind of vector geometry and all this other random stuff that, you know, you guys have probably never even heard of. Yeah, I haven't like heard anything about it in the last like decade either. So, on Lara got a Scepter shiny. Yes, it is a Glalie, which is a shame, but yeah. So it's funny. A few months ago, I did have, for whatever reason, I started getting a bunch of like SAT prep maths videos like on my feed, and that was really cool. And I basically could answer like all the questions, which was nice. So I remembered maths well enough like for that. So, but yeah. So anyway, right, Eldegoss is a no. Colossal is a no-lossal. Dunsparce is also a no. But will we get the slightly purple Thunderous? This would have been a good day to get a Thunderous, but oh well. So, no Sparkles there, no Sparkles there, no Sparkles there, no Sparkles there. Oh, but we do have a modest Eldegoss, so that's kind of fun. What a modest Thunderous. That would have been a great one to get a shiny. And also, we got two of the same nature, which is always a funny thing when you get two of the same nature. So, you handed over your Pokemon, you got an Eldegoss. Lovely. So, there we go. Right. Oh, Sky, you never got an Eldegoss for, like, your Pokedex? Dang, that's funny. So, Thunderous is too modest to shine for us. Very good, Kevin. So, Kieran, you are up. Would you like us to keep a record of where you found Thunderous this time? Yes, I would. I think we should do that. So, we've got Uxie. Oh, so guys, gals, non-binary pals. So we should have Kieran up next. Can anyone else do Uxie? Would anyone else like to do a Uxie? I hope that there are people who can do Uxie. So, could you please let me know? Strike the number of times you have played thus far today. Maybe you've played no times. Maybe you've played once. And then say, I can do Uxie if you can. Ready, set, bow, let me know. All that stuff. So Kevin can. And then how can you do so many voices? It's a mixture of... it's kind of somewhere between natural talent, nurtured talent, practice, and, like, obsession and passion. Like, somewhere between all that is the reason why. And over a period of a long time. Like, you know, sort of thinking about this all the time for, like, I don't know, 15 years or something like that. Okay. Oh, Cacjon! Okay, so why don't we have... Okay, so why don't we have Kieran, Cacjon, and then we'll figure out what version of the special K team we have, because we're going to have to do the Nightbot random selection game. If it's a number 1, it will be Kiba, and if it's a number 2, it will be Kevin. So let's figure out who will round out our special K team. Why are all the people who begin with K wanting to play? Let's figure this out. So, Nightbot. Oh, it's Kevin! But that means Kiba gets to do wildcard. So, Kieran, Cacjon, Kevin, please come on down. So, we're going to make sure we're connected to the YCOM. And then make sure it says internet, okay? And then we're going to talk to the nice scientist lady. And we're going to say that we want to do a Dynamax adventure. And then if she asks about any preferences, you are going to say anything goes. But I'm going to say Uxie. And then and then on the Uxie screen, we'll go, let's go 0525 and then 0255. Okay, that's not at all confusing, is it? So 0525 and then 0255. I'll say it that way. That's a little bit easier, isn't it? So 0525, 0255. Ready, set, Bo, Kieran, Cac, John, Kevin, here we go. But yeah, but then the other thing as well, just with regards to like survival and I don't know, things like that, some other things, because people will always say stuff like, well, why don't you create something yourself? And it's like, well, say if I wrote a screenplay for like an Oscar-winning screenplay, right? Say if I just, after this stream, I sat down and I wrote an Oscar-winning screenplay. It's like, I would need to write that screenplay, which would take, at the very least a few days, probably. Then I would need to, like, shop it around and sell it. That would probably take a few weeks, even if I had the... Let's pretend I have the connections to do that. It would probably still take a few weeks. And then, like, the movie would need to get financed and made. So even if all this stuff happened as quickly as possible and, like, my Oscar-winning screenplay movie got made and then came out and people loved it and they said, oh, screenplay's good, we should nominate that for an Oscar. It's just one of these things where it's like, it wouldn't even become an Oscar-winning screenplay until, what, like February 2027? That doesn't help me with my situation right now. So, yeah. Right, anyway, Uxie, you guys know this. Dark, Ghost, Bug, don't use Ground. And stat moves and stuff are pretty good because he's a bulky boy. That's why Dark and Ghost are good. Max Darkness, Max Phantasm. Let's do this thing, shall we? Rabombi does have Bug, and Malamar is a Dark type. I'm going to go with Rabombi just because Malamar is a little bit unreliable because of that Contrary, but it's still fine if we need it. Yeah, Malamar's fine, and Porygon has Foul Play, which is also fine. So, yeah, Porygon is, like, good. And then, and then Beheeyem has Dark Pulse. So, there we go. We have a team. Uxie, easy to beat in your opinion. Yeah, Uxie's pretty... I don't think we've ever lost to a Uxie. I think the only time... I think if we've ever lost to a Uxie, it's because we had a really rough trip on the way to the Uxie. But that's it. Okay, a Escavalier is to the left. I think we want to do that, I would say. And then there is a Morpeko at the end as well. So maybe, if we got like a Escavalier and Morpeko, maybe we could try and like get rid of like the Beheeyem and Porygon, and maybe if we can get rid of Malamar along the way, that could be nice. But we'll figure it out. But Uxie, especially shiny, is so cute. It's a good one, isn't it? Kevin, how could you vote for Bo's movie? Let's just say it moved me into a bigger house. Great reference. Great reference. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh god. Do I have anything that's any good here? Oh, chat, my lovely chat. I'm gonna take executive action here, and I'm not gonna Dynamax. I know, I'm Mr. Please Dynamax on turn 1. I just said it to Conowat, but the thing is, it's just, I have nothing here, and it's like a fake tier. Like, if I Dynamax, we might not even beat this in like 3 turns, whereas if I use a fake tiers here, that's gonna help out, like, because look how bulky this is. Like, I don't think we would have beaten this in like 3 turns. Yeah, and we're going with Meteor Beam, not Dark Pulse, but in fairness, that is going to get you that special boost. So I think I need to use... So I think, like, basically, if Malamar Dynamaxes and uses, like, Thunderbolt here, it's Malamar next, right? So I think if we go with, like, the Electric Thunderbolt and stuff like that, Thunderbolts and Lightning, very, very frightening. I think even if I had Dynamaxed, I'm not sure if we would have been able to beat this in 3 turns. So that's why I did pass on Dynamax there. I don't think we would have been able to beat it in like 3 turns. I think like the fake tear. If we beat this in 3 turns, it's going to be because I didn't Dynamax and I used fake tears. So I think just because of the path we took, it's like, look, this is going to do a good... Look, so that did a good chunk of damage there. Again, because we've... You know. Yeah, you can get a Scavalier from the DLC, which is... So that's why it's like, you know, it's good to play the DLC before completing your Pokedex. And there we go! The Meteor Beam with that special attack up and that fake tears down. Very helpful. But yeah. So, but I don't think we would have beaten that in 3 turns. So... Basically, what that means is, even if I had Dynamaxed, it would have resulted in the same outcome, but we would have taken more damage and stuff. So, Kaz, hello! So, yeah, I do apologize. I still think that we should get rid of the Porygon and the Behemoth. Here, I don't know who we want to get rid of first. I don't know who's better. Maybe the Porygon? What have we got? As long as one of you do, but Porygon is probably the slightly better one, I would say, just because if we go for, like, Salazzle... Here's the thing. If we go for Salazzle, a Scavalier can you... who do we go... hang on. Do we go... Actually, no. If we go for Slowbro, a Scavalier is super effective against that. I know a it's like Salazzle against an Escavalier. But here's the thing. Slowbro does know a fire move. Anyway, so like, but both of these are a threat to a Scavalier. But Salazzle is ×4 weak to ground, which a Scavalier has. But a Scavalier can use a stab max Flutterby here against Slowbro, so like that is still going to be very, very powerful. So that's why I'm gonna say that this is fine. Funnily enough, both these Pokemon know Flamethrower for some reason. I know it's not really the prediction that you'd make, is it? Alright, I'm just gonna Pollen Puff here for stab, super effective. So this should be fine. But here we go, or should I say here we boo? But yeah, so even things like other creative outlets can... how can you tell what Pokemon are in the DA Adventure Dens? That could potentially be a bit of a loaded question, so I'll kind of break it up a bit. So basically, the Dynamax Adventures has... there are like I want to say 227. I could be wrong, maybe it's like 226. I can't quite remember. But basically, there are like 226, 227 Pokemon that are available in the Dynamax Adventures. Oh, like, so there's this particular set of Pokemon. They always have the same ability and always the same like ability and moveset. The movesets are always the same, the ability is always the same. The nature can change, but the movesets and abilities are always the same. So we always know like what moves a Scavalier knows, what moves Slowbro knows. We know that this Slowbro never has a water move. They gave it Psychic and they gave it Fire, but not Water. And then basically, when we're picking the paths, you can see the silhouettes of the Pokemon. So as long as you recognize the silhouettes, and again, some of the silhouettes are hard, but once you have been playing this for 10 months, you get pretty good at telling them apart. So even Pokemon like Luxray, Manectric, and Boltund, who all kind of look a bit similar, they're all like dog-like electric types, or sort of, you know, four-legged mammalian electric types, like for the people who say that dogs and cats aren't similar. Like, that's kind of, you kind of get used to them. There are still some, like, Stunfisk, where it's a bit like, oh, hang on, is this the Galarian one or the Unovan one? But that's basically how you can sort of tell them apart. But yeah, see, like, no water moves, always the same. Right, yeah. So Slowbro's not very good against Uxie, so we don't want it at all. But if we get rid of the Behem for the Morpeko, if we go for Morpeko on the left, then we should be pretty good here. Because Morpeko is a funny little dude. One thing... One thing I will just say is in theory, in game theory, if Behem didn't want a Dynamax, you could do that so that I could then Dynamax. But I don't think I have anything super effective. No, wait, yes I do. Because this thing isn't a fairy. I have Pollen Puff, which is super effective. That's why I was going to say, don't... So I'll leave it up to you whether you want a Dynamax or not. I am going to Draining Kiss just to get a bunch of my health back. Was that a crit? Whoa, that wasn't a crit. Dang, okay. Thunderbolts and Lightning, very, very frightening me. Yeah, the reason we memorized the Pokemon movesets is just because we've been doing this for 10 months, and we don't memorize all of them. We kind of just memorize a lot of the main... Like, for Behem, I can tell you it has, like, Expanding Force and Meteor Beam and Dark Pulse. I couldn't tell you what, like, the fourth move is. Is it round? Is it a status move? Let's find out. It is round, okay. You know, so, but like Escavalier, I would forget that Escavalier has Taunt, for example. I'd be like, and it has something else. But we never use Taunt, we never worry about Taunt, so it doesn't really matter. Fury Cutter miss, I know, but it's okay. But we're in the battle, quit kissing our enemy. Hey, we share the love around here, Kevin. Shiny Morpeko is so cool. It is. It's a good one. It's very cute. I like Morpeko so much. I do like that the sort of quote-unquote Pikachu clones have a bit more well, I say have a bit more personality these days. Poor Mo, poor me, poor Mop. Maybe not a whole lot. But like Morpeko and like Mimikyu and... Well, actually, no. Does Gen 7... What's like the Gen... Is Gen... No, Gen 7's isn't Mimikyu. What's like... why do I always forget? Hang on. Dedenne, Morpeko... What is the one in Gen 7? Oh, I forget this. I know I have a shiny of it, because it's Emolga is the one I don't have. Togedemaru, thank you. Yeah, Togedemaru, like, because it's like electric and steel, Emolga's like electric and flying, Dedenne's like electric and fairy, Morpeko is like electric and dark, and it just has the hangry thing, and so... And in fairness, Poor Me, Poor Mo, Poor Mot has, like, electric and fighting. So I like that there's a bit more to them now. They're not just, like, electric types. So, yeah. Like, Pachirisu was just a bit bland. As much as I still love Pachirisu and think it's very cute. It is just a little bit plain. Right, Morpeko for Behem. I think will be a good switch here. And then this way we have Stab, super effective on everything. And then Malamar can Dynamax here. And a Max Darkness from Malamar is going to be a very strong thing here. And I might even go with one Fake Tears to begin with, just because I think if I use Fake Tears on turn 1, we'll definitely 2-turn this thing, whereas if I don't know if we will. So... Well, that's what I say about Pachirisu. It won the World Tournament, so that's why I'm not going to slag it off completely. But yeah. Right, yeah, so I'm going to Fake Tears. And then, like, a Fake Tears and a Max Darkness will help out Togedemaru. Not Togedemaru, sorry, it's because I read it on screen. Morpeko tremendously. I like the Pokemon Fido, it's so lovely. Fido's very cool. Fido and Darkspawn are very cute. And very well designed, very clever. Like, great in concept, very cute. I think Fido and Darkspawn are, like, what Pokemon are all about. I think, like, very, like, epitome, like, the epitome of, like, sort of good Pokemon design, I would say, of, like, what kind of Pokemon kind of should be in some ways. At least, like, the cute ones. Right, Dark Pulse, nice, that's a good start. And then Max Darkness. Kadoosh, okay, good. That's also very good. Malamar, the Hypnotoad of Pokemon. Right, Fury Cutter, nice. And then here we go, Hangry. I'm really angry. And then I'm going to Pollen Puff. I wonder how much damage I'm going to do here. This could do a lot. Okay, not as much as I was hoping, but still, that did a lot. That did about as much as we... That almost did as much as we did in one turn, so... right, Max Phantasm. More like Donate Plasm. But Malamar's going to get a defense boost from that, so that's fine. Dark Pulse. And then Max Darkness. So there we go. Right, there we go. Sorry. Okay, so we did it, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. Let's catch ourselves a Uxie and hope that everyone got a shiny, or at least someone did. How long has it been since we've had a shiny in chat? Did someone get one on Friday? I can't even remember. I feel like we've had fewer of the... Given I haven't had any shinies this week, but like every 2 days, like someone should get a shiny in theory, in game theory. I feel like we should have had more... I don't feel like we've had a whole load of shinies this week, so... so well done, everyone. Very nice. And then we'll move into the wild cards after this. So, here we go. So, Escavalier is not shiny. Slowbro is not a dupe. A double dupe, or a triple dupe. Oh, Kevin got shiny Escavalier! Yes, the prophecy has been fulfilled. Well done. Morpeko is not shiny. So, the only way for me to beat Kevin now... Guys, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. But if I were to beat Kevin, like pummel him into the ground, it would be as the result of getting a golden Uxie. Oh, it's a Bluesky. The colors of Ukraine. We support Ukraine here at Beauvo Games. Kevin is currently on the #1. Has got 1 foot on the #1 podium. Will he be able to put the other foot on there though? That is the question. So here we go. Right. So here we go. Escavalier, no sparkles. Slowbro, no sparkles. Morpeko, no sparkles. And Uxie, no sparkles. Do we have any good natures and abilities? Oh, a timid Uxie. That's actually not terrible. Escavalier, speed up defense. That's kind of rubbish. Slowbro, that's okay. That's actually pretty good. And then the Morpeko's all right as well. Who am I going to go with, though? That's kind of a question. I'm going to go with the Slowbro. There we go. So... Chat, my lovely chat. 3 Dynamax Adventures down, 2 more to go. 2 more to go. So, welcome back. Would you like to remember where Uxie is? Yes, I would, because I feel like we've been doing it for a while now. So chat, my lovely chat, what I need you to do, if you have any of my wildcard tickets, okay? So if you don't, you don't need to say anything here. But if you do, then what I need to do, or what I need you to do, is I need you to say, strike the number of times that you have played today, and then I need you to say my tickets are, and then you need to list any of the relevant tickets, which are Tapu Bulu, Nihilego, Buzzwole, Celesteela, Guzzlord, and or Stack Attacker. Okay, so please let me know who you've got, what you've got, and then we'll kind of take it from there, okay? I feel like we should do a Guzzlord with the number of people who have Guzzlord. But that does mean... Okay, hang on. The wheels in my head have been turning. Okay, why don't we have... Here's my theory... My game theory. Why don't we have like a Guzzlord with Cacjon, Sky, and Kevin? And and then we could try to have like something that on Lara needs with Kieran and Kiba. Does that sound okay? We'll figure it out afterwards whether it's Buzzwole, whether it's like Nihilego. But does that sound okay? Does that sound like a plan? I probably should write that down. But yeah. So it can't be Celesteela though, because I think I said Kieran in the same team. I think I'm gonna write this down. So like Team 4, Cacjon, Sky, and Kevin. Guzzlord. And then like T5. Again, maybe this will change if someone with like a Strike 0 comes in. Like if Sabertooth comes in, someone might need to someone may need to relinquish their place, or Nightbot may need to relinquish it for you. But we'll take it from there. So okay, so Team 4. Cacjon, Sky, Kevin. Sky, do you feel like hosting this? And then we'll figure it out from there. So, yeah. Okay, hang on. No. Sorry, my OBS, stop being so weird. Pin message. Please let that have pinned the right message. Yes, it pinned the correct message. Okay, so Cacjon, Sky, and Kevin, please make sure you're connected on the Wycom. Please make sure you talk to the nice scientist lady. And then we'll say, I'm going to say, anything goes. And then when I'm on the pink screen with a question mark, you guys should have a question mark with on the pink screen. Sky, though, should have a Guzzlord silhouette. So for the love of Nelly, Sky, make sure you have a Guzzlord silhouette on your screen. And then we'll get the code, and then here we go. We shall await Sky patiently. Sky, hurry up! No, I'm kidding. Sorry, that is part of the joke. Sky has, we have only just, like, established what we're doing here, so, wow, that actually was genuinely fast. 0525 0616. One joke I love from Family Guy, although there's a part of me which I'm not 100% sure I even get it. Like, I think it's referencing something that I don't know or understand. But it's like really super OG Family Guy, and they cut away to like Indiana Jones, and it shows the first movie where he's like kind of replacing the bag of stuff with like his own bag of sand, and he's like really kind of trying to weigh up like, do they weigh the same, and you know, so he's trying to like replace the bag on the trigger or whatever, and he's sort of, you know, the music's like building and building, and like Indy is sweating, and he's like sort of weighing up the bag, and he's gonna do it. And then there's just that like random police officer there that's like, will you just hurry up already? And I love that. I love that so much. But again, I feel like that's probably referencing some character from a TV show or something, right? I just don't know who. So if you know, let me know. Right. This is Guzzlord. Guzzlord is Dragon and Dark, which means he's super duper mega weak to, say it with me, chat, Fury! But also it means that he's weak to Dragon, Ice, Fighting, and Bug. Isn't that nice? So lots of things to play with. Will we actually get them presented to us as options? That's a whole other issue. So here we go. Oh, did we get a Wonga? Oh, no. Dang. Let me just check. Okay. Wonga is when people sort of donate money / do the like via PayPal. So I have instead of having just the super chats, I also have a way where people can sort of do super chats with PayPal, quote unquote. Okay, Hitmonchan is good. Oh, we got Fury! Double Fury! And then I'd say Sudowoodo's better than Copperaja, but either, it's fine. Oh, we could have had the Whiscash belt strategy. But yeah, it's like a British slang term. Oh, there's a Hawlucha on the right. I repeat, Hawlucha on the right for Cacjon. Let's see what we got here. So Hawlucha, and then after this, we can just pick whatever helps us get to the end, basically. I kind of like the idea of Eldegoss, because I need a shiny of it, but okay. Let's do this thing, shall we? But yeah, so I think if Cacjon switches for this Halucha, I think we have our team, basically. Satella, hi, welcome. But yeah, but so Wonga, and then Wonga, the name Wonga, it's one of the many British slang terms for money. So, you know, there's like bread, dough, dosh, Wonga, cash. Did I say dough but not bread? I can't remember if I said bread and dough or just dough. Right, I'm going to ice punch this thing, because don't Haluchas can have limber, right? So it's probably best to try and freeze it. Freezinate! So there we go. But yeah, so I'm really I guess I didn't say quid. I don't see quid is, I don't know, people like, you wouldn't sort of say, like, I don't know. It's sort of weird. Quid is kind of like, it's more like the name for it than like a slang for it in a way. I know that sounds weird, but I don't think of it as like a nickname for it, because it's like, it's kind of what you call it. Like, oh, do you have a few quid or whatever? Like, I don't know. Like, no one like sort of says, oh, do you have a few pounds, kind of thing. Like, everyone says quid. Oh, that'd be 3 quid. Like, maybe like if you're in a shop, they'd be like, that'd be £3, please. But everyone, like, oh, do you have like, it's 3? It only costs like 3 quid. Like, everyone says quid, so I don't really think of it as like a slang term. But yeah, Wonga is just very fun to say. And basically, there was an advert where there's like a guy who goes like, Wonga! Like, there's a load of people saying all these terms. So, like, you can trade in your phone for, like, you know, for some dosh. Like, readies, bread, like, yeah, like, honey. And then there's this bloke who just goes, Wonga! And it's a classic advert. Like bucks, yeah, exactly. Bucks, yeah, quid is like bucks. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's the thing, like, because they're like terms like bread and dough and stuff like that apply to American money as well, but like bucks is like American and quid is like for like bucks is like for dollars and like quid is for pounds. Like, no one in England would say bucks unless they're talking about American money, and no one would say quid unless they're talking about British money. So that's why I kind of don't think of quid as like a slang term for money, because it's like, well, it's a slang term for British money kind of thing. Like, that's the difference. Okay. Who do we... I kind of want to do Marowak a bit more, I think, because I think it's going to be the easier thing for us to defeat. We could go for the Linoon, we could go for the Eldegoss. Linoon probably is the better thing for us to go against, but we have 2 fighting types, but I still think we could beat the Eldegoss pretty easily, so... So, yeah. One thing about, like, sort of, like, British English is just there are so many, like, different, like, I feel like there are so many different, like, terms and names for, like, things. Like, for example, like, there are so many, like, British swears. Like, Americans don't really have, like, a whole load of, like, swear words that are, like, unique to them. We're not going to all start listing swear words in chat, okay? But in the UK, there are just so many, like, insults and swears and names for, like, you know, sort of derogatory names for things that just people in America, like, don't say them. But Americans don't have, like, a bunch of their own versions of things. Just a funny thing. So, I was thinking wherever the backpacker is. Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, maybe we could check for the backpacker. So, yeah. DKGKB bye. The B stands for bye. You said number 11. Right, energy ball, good. Because we got a lot... Here's the thing why I was thinking Marowak, is because we've got a load of grasp moves here. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Also, that's probably not the way that they inflect the line about you saying number 11, but oh well, I've done it now. Okay. Please don't tell Mr. Krabs! Okay, oh, Max Steel Spike. Okay, stick with your special moves, not your physical ones, if you can. On Lara, your favour is when a British naughty word is normal here, like when Americans... what Americans call bum bag. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No. Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. The word you're referring to. Let me put this in a polite PG way. In America, it refers to the behind, but in the UK, it refers to the befront, and I'll say that and no more. But yeah, it's just funny how Americans will say that word very, like, casually or whimsically or whatever, but in the UK, it's like, no, it means a very different part of the body. Yeah. Yeah, there are a few things that I think I've said about this. I don't really want to say the word, but there's a word that, basically it's a noun and a verb. People in the UK, like, Americans don't use it as a verb. They only use it as a noun. But because the verb is so vulgar in the UK, or sort of perceived as vulgar anyway, because like, people don't really say, you know, because, like, the verb kind of exists and is used in the UK, people don't really use the noun a lot, or they would only use it in something that's kind of like, you know, like more adult or something, like an adult comedy or whatever. But there are berries. I'm going for the berries. Berries! Yay! Berries wins. Befront Sky laughs. But there is a certain word where basically, I'll say it this way. You might sort of, when Americans, like, say, use this word as a noun, in their heads, they just think, like, say, they're calling a mischievous child a scamp, right? So you might know the word I'm thinking of. But in England, the verb for it means having the nasty and the pasty. Like, you know, it's that thing. Making love, let's say that. But in a particular way of making love. And so, yeah, you will get, like, American cartoons that will, you know, say this word. And again, in their mind, in the writers of the cartoon's mind, they're saying, oh, this delightful little scamp. Whereas in the UK, it's kind of like, well, as a verb, that means this particular way of love. Yeah. Again, I don't want to say it out loud, because again, people do say it as a noun, and it's not as vulgar or as rude, but because it has this associated word with it, this isn't a good comparison, but it's like, but I didn't know this for a long time. I didn't know for a long time that there are, like, two variations of the N-word. There's one that ends in an A, and there's one that ends in an ER, and I'm already uncomfortable saying this. I'm getting quite hot and sort of flustered saying this, so I'm gonna stop. But I didn't realize there are, like, kind of two variations. But because one of them really, really is very, 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 very bad, you would probably never really ever say or use the other very much. Most of you probably wouldn't anyway. So it's kind of like people don't really say either, just to be safe. And so that's kind of the thing in the UK, like, people don't... Again, it's not as severe as that. I would much rather say the English word that has a verb and a noun than I would the other word I just alluded to. But that's kind of the type of thing I mean, where it's like, well, because one of them is bad, people just try to steer clear of using both. So yeah. But yeah, there we go. And yeah, for, like, the B word, it's like thinking it's, like, innocuous. Well, that's the thing, because the way Americans use it here, it's kind of like, oh, you delightful little scamp. It's what you'd call, like, Dennis the Menace or something like that. Whereas, like, no, you like, in the UK, like, if you're using that word, it's probably, like, after, like, 9 p.m. or something like that. Like, it ain't on any Dennis the Menace. Like, oh, I don't know if you guys know this. There's an American Dennis the Menace and a UK Dennis the Menace, and apparently they were, like, created at the same time, completely separately, and individually of one another, and each didn't realize the other existed. And it was just like a weird coincidence. And I do believe that. I know some people will be like, oh, I bet one of them stole it. It's like, no, but they're like really different, like, characters and stuff as well. Like, they are quite different vibes. But yeah, so the B word we're talking about, the B word, oh, did we, how did we get so much poison? Oh, never mind. But yeah, but the B word, yeah, like Americans would use it for their Dennis the Menace. British people would not use it in their unless there was like a Dennis the Menace joke that was airing like after 9 p.m. And again, it's not that like the noun is actually that bad. It's still kind of more than just mischievous scamp, but it's not actually like that bad kind of thing. But it's just because the verb is kind of like this sort of more like grotesque, rude thing. That's why people don't really say the noun very much. So, yep. But it is funny because you will get like American shows like on, again, there was an American show on Netflix. Well, there's the King Julian show on Netflix. I'll just say the King Julian show. And they had the B word. And again, it was just sort of used like to describe Mort, who is like a, you know, sort of very random, you know, little scamp of a character kind of thing. And they just sort of used it one day, and I was just kind of like, what? You know, because it just really took me off guard. But again, because it's like on, you know, American Netflix and English Netflix probably just look at an American thing that's rated like PG or U or whatever, and they're like, oh, I'm sure this is fine. Like, obviously no one in the UK actually sits through and watches these things. They just probably trust, like, oh, Americans, like, if they're doing it in English, I'm sure it's fine. And it's like, no, Americans use English very differently than British people. You need to watch and review this stuff yourself. So, but yeah, I found that very funny. Kiss him to death. So yeah. Right, here we go. Right, power-up punch, more like a power-up lunch. I am going to use one power-up punch just to get my power-up, and then I'll switch to, like, ice punch afterwards. Dazzling gleam, more like a dazzling beam. Why are there ads on your streams? Because the hope was to make money doing these, because I don't have a job right now. So I kind of need these to have a little bit of a benefit outside of just doing them like for fun. You know, it'd kind of be nice if I could monetize my fun. So yeah. I mean, that's why these streams exist. I would not have devoted so much time to these over the last 10 months if I hadn't had some kind of lofty ambition of maybe growing my channel, but now my channel isn't growing, so... So, yeah. Right, Guzzlord's getting desperate. It started using generative AI. Here's the Max Knuckle, Mullica Max Shuckle. Can't believe we're at Guzzlord already. This is going very quickly. We're probably going to finish by like 4 p.m. today. Right, Ice Punch, Mullican Ice Punch. Boom! We did it, everyone! 2-turn Guzzlord. Well done, well done. Very well done. Well done. So, whoa, Satella, you're starting to see some stores have empty grocery shelves? Dang. I'm kind of waiting for those moments. Luckily, I haven't had them yet, but we'll have to see. And yes, we did just beat a dragon. So, stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars, everybody. But no, seriously, Team 4, very well done. I kind of sleptwalked through that whilst talking about swearing. Well, I've been doing the strike streams for 10 months. I've been streaming for 2 years, but... I've been streaming for like 2.5 years now, but the strike streams have been 10 months, so. But it's a different kind of AI is the point. Okay, so Hawlucha is a no. Marowak is a no. So, like, Pokemon is more like an algorithm than, like, you know, like a growing, learning AI or anything. Like, the AI in this game doesn't, like, grow or change or evolve or anything. So, yeah, that's why I kind of almost don't really, like, that's why I've been trying to not use the phrase, like, AI in the game or whatever, or I just sort of say, like, the computer, because it's more just, like, an advanced algorithm. They just make, like, one very advanced algorithm. That never changes. Or if it changes, it's because they go in and change it. Whereas like things like generative AI and other types are like more like self-sufficient learning things that like once you kind of hit go, they're off, you know. Marowak, no. Eldegoss! Oh, I need a shiny Eldegoss, man. So, will we get the orange creamsicle Guzzlord? Oh, no. I miss when yelling about AI was just being mad at a game. Exactly, Kevin, I know. But yeah. We are very anti-generative AI here at Bovio Games. Okay. So, yeah. So, Halucha is a no-lucha. I don't know. Marowak is a no. Oh, Wonga! Satella just tipped $5.69. A goofy goober, yeah. Satella, thank you so much. That's so sweet and kind. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there we go. Marowak, no sparkles. Eldegoss, no sparkles. Guzzlord, no sparkles. But Wonga! And then we all shout Wonga as well, which is nice and fun. So thank you, Satella. That is brilliant. Okay, hang on. So that's not a good nature. That's not a... I mean, it's better than the first. And then that one's okay. And then that one's whatever. I'm going to go with the Marowak for some reason. I don't know. So there we go. Right, Marowak has been sent to a box. He's been living in a box. He's been living in a cardboard box. Well done, everyone. So, right. Is there anyone here? So we might do, like, Buzzwole next, I think. Because we have tickets for Buzzwole, don't we? So, is there anyone here? Because we've got, like, potentially Kieran, Kiba on Lara, but is there anyone here who is a Strike Zero? Let me know if there is anyone here who has... If anyone has joined in and they're a Strike Zero and they can play and they want to do some kind of Ultra Beast, now is the time to let me know. Otherwise, we are going to stick with Kiba, Kieran on Lara, okay? But obviously, if anyone is a Strike Zero, I'm going to give them priority. But now is the time to let me know. I'm going to give you between like 15 and 30 seconds, okay? Otherwise, Kieran is going to very kindly host a Buzzwole for us with on Lara and Kiba. So if you want to displace them, that makes it sound like you're sort of doing a bad thing. But like if anyone hasn't played, I want to give them a fair chance. But if no such person exists, if everyone here is the people who we've said and no one new has come along, then we will proceed with our final match of the day. Kevin, but Bo, I've only got to play 3 times today. I know, Kevin, it's not enough, I know. No, I'd love to do like 8 Dynamax Adventures every time and stuff like that, but just, I don't know, not enough hours in the day and blah, 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 blah. Right. I think we're going to say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If Sabertooth comes in and is like, oh, what a busy day. I'd love to do some Dynamaxing. Too late, hypothetical Sabertooth. Please make sure, Team 5 of Kiba, Kieran, on Lara, you are connected on the Wycom. And you've only got 1 shiny. Oh, the humanity. Shout out to my marine biologist friend, Humanity. Would you like to anyway embark upon a Dynamax adventure? Yes, we would. So, Kieran, what silhouette are you going to have on the pink screen? The rest of us are going to have question marks. We're going to save our game, and we're going to do a Dynamax adventure. Just hang on. Need to crack my jaw. There we go. You see the Buzzwole. Excellent. So, we're going to set up our code. Or, well, Kieran's going to give us a code. But here we go. So on Lara, Kiba, and myself have question marks. Kieran has the Buzzwole. Let's go for a flawless victory. Yes, with lots of flying. So flying is super duper mega effective at 3, 5, 2, 5, 4, 5, 8. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. So here we go. No, what are we going to say? Buzzwole, it's bug and fighting, like a Heracross. That means it's super duper weak to flying, but then it's also weak to fire, psychic, and theory. Although I should say fire, theory, and psychic, because psychic is a double-edged sword. It's sort of the least good of that sort of trio. Like fairy's obviously flying's obviously the best. And then I would say To be honest, actually, Fairy is probably the best one, because it resists both fighting and bug, doesn't it? So maybe I should say Fairy, Fire, and Psychic. Maybe that's what I should say. And then, because that's the order of, like, best to worst. So maybe I'll do it that way. So there we go. So you guys know all this. You guys are pros by now. We should be after 10 months. There are people who have been pregnant and had children during this stream, guys. Like, they started the strike not pregnant, and they're having, and they've got kids now, and the strike's still going, like, so. Aselgor does have the old acid spray, doesn't it? And then Ordino does have flamethrower. It is weak to fighting, but it does have flamethrower. Oh, and special over physical, if we can. If we can do special over physical, that's a good thing, but we'll see how it goes. Poison. Okay, let's see what we've got. We've got Sandslash, Meowth, but Pazaka. Oh, there was Fire in the top right. What else was there, though? There was Fairy in the top left as well. Let's see what we got here. The Fire is Charmeleon, the Fairy is Clefable. I want Pazurka more than Sandslash, so that's why I picked that. Forgive me for my selfishness. But Charmeleon also as well, it's like fast, it can set up the sun, and then if we use fire moves, like the sun plus fire moves is pretty nifty. So that's why I was leaning more towards Charmeleon. But I did say that Fairy is better than fire, so kudos to Clefable. Oh, Kevin, congratulations. When's your due date? Ha 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 ha. Clefable is fully evolved. But does it have a better special attack than Charmeleon, though? That is the question. That is the question. No, someday we're going to get the Outbreak event that I've been prophesizing for ages, where they have the different types of Meowth. They're going to have the different Meowths. They're going to have Cantonian and Alolan and Galarian. And they're going to put all of them in the game in Scarlet and Violet, and then I'll be able to get my shinies then, and then I won't care about Pazurka. But until then, I do. I do. Okay. So, special attack is down. Nice. Persian's singing it around. Row, 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 you merrily, merrily, gently quake the mope. It does have Dazzling Gleam, which is pretty good. I long for that event since I only have Cantonian, Meowth, Shiny. Oh, really? See, I have a bunch of, like, Cantonian sort of shiny Meowth and Persian. Admittedly, some of these are Pokemon Go. Wow. We've had this conversation before. So I know you don't like your Pokemon Go things. But then I have like shiny Alolan Meowth as well. But I don't have anything Galarian, and I don't have the Alolan Persian. So I'm like halfway there. I'm like I have like half of the sort of 6, if you want to call it that. But yeah. So we'll have to see. Charmeleon's special attack stat is lower. Okay. Well, good for Clefable. Good for Clefable. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes like sometimes you do overestimate middle stage forms, but sometimes we underestimate them as well. Oh, come on, stop boosting, like, your special defense and stuff like that. Right, Draining Kiss, more like a Draining Miss. Right, I don't think we want Sandslash for the Buzzwole, do we? I think the team we have is better than that. Unless we want to do any double switches. Like, if we want to get rid of, if we want to get rid of, say, like, the Persian, because maybe Sandslash is going to be better for Clefable than Persian or something like that. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying we should switch it. I'm just saying if Sandslash is good... I don't know what was on the second row, because I was looking more to the right than to the left. Rare thing for me to say. But Persian does have less health as well, so... Again, I'm just putting this stuff out there. I do have Life Doo-Doo. So in theory, I could heal. But but it also depends on what we're fighting. If we're fighting something where, like, fire is super effective, I'm going to use flamethrower and not, like, doo-doo. So, Kiba's going for the switch. I hope that ground is good against the next Pokemon. Oh, steel and poison. Okay, so the answer to that is yes. Shall we go for... Oh, can we go for Clink Clang? Because I have fire, and that's super effective. Or Clink Clang, or whatever the heck this is. And then, actually, we could do a double... Well, whatever way we go here, we could do a double switch, funnily enough. Actually... Ah, damn. If we had gone for poison... Wheezing would have actually been pretty good against Buzzwole, because poison resists fighting and bug. Maybe I should say as well that, like, poison is also good defensively, because it resists fighting and bug. As does... no, wait. Yeah, fighting and bug. Is there anything else? Like, fairy and poison both do it. I already mentioned fairy because it's super effective, but... Is there anything else? So I feel like there's, like... I mean, flying does, but obviously we've already mentioned flying as well. I feel like there's got to be something else. Ghost. Oh, Ghost is good. Yeah, so like Ghost and Poison are also good defensively if you're ever going up against a Buzzwole. But that's the thing. I was wondering if we could like switch. That's the thing. Basically, Sand Slash could keep switching. We could switch for the Sand Slash, and then we could switch for the Clang, and then we could switch for the Clefable. Because Clang isn't like good against the the Buzzwole in any way, but it is good against Clefable. The thing is, I have Flamethrower, so even though I am weak to Buzzwole, I do have Flamethrower, so I'm like a double-edged sword. And then Jigglypuff has Draining Kiss, right? And then Aselgor does have Acid Spray. Because the thing is, if we have like Aselgor... Okay, here's my theory, my game theory. If Aselgor uses Acid Spray, and then Clefable uses like a max Starfall, that's going to do a ton of damage. If I use a Flamethrower after an Acid Spray, that will also do quite a lot of damage. And then Jigglypuff using Draining Kiss could do a decent amount as well. So that's why I'm thinking we just keep switching our 4th place player and we actually keep the rest of our team. I know it's a bit double-edged swordy. I know in theory, in game theory, we could get swept. But I think as long as we have the like Acid Spray and the Acid Spray and Max Starfall combo, we'll be fine. And like Clefable... Aselgor is fast, so it's going to get that Acid Spray in. And Clefable is way too bulky to get KO'd in like one move. So that's my theory, my game theory, that Sandslash keeps doing the switches and stuff. Oh, Cacjon, you got G-Max Shiny Alcremie, you got Shiny Ryan! Yes! Excellent. So yeah, I do think Sandslash is a good switcher. Oh, okay, but we didn't switch for it. That's a bit of a shame. Okay, and then we got Clefable. I did think we were going to go for the Clang, just for some stab, super effective, against a bulky Pokemon, who we don't really have a whole lot of super effective against, but then again, we do have Acid Spray, so, like, it's fine. As long as you switch here, Kiba, it's fine. No Cling. That really grinds my gears. Yeah, this could be hard, but the thing is, I think because we have the Aselgor, I think it'll be okay. Like, if I use a Hyper Voice, if you use Acid Spray, if Jigglypuff is using Max Strike or Max Starfall or whatever it's got, it's Max Starfall, right? I think it only has Draining Kiss, and then if Sandslash just uses, like, Stomping Tantrum, I think this would be fine. So, again, it will be... Again, if we could have had Acid Spray and Flash Cannon, this would have been much better. But this will still be fine. Oh, sorry. Or Max Ooze. I forgot. Oh, no, sorry. Why are they... No, we're not max oozing. We're good, we're good, we're good. The max Starfall, Acid Spray, max Starfall, and, like, Hyper Voice. I think this will be enough. By the time we get to, like, turn 3, we should really be racking up the damage, is the point here. Look, we've already done, like, that's a good chunk there. Oh, no, okay, well, not if it uses phenomenal cosmic power. Living space. Okay, but it's still fine, though. Look, we've done, like, a good... okay, that was a crit. That's why. Max Starfall! Shade Van Fan, hello! But look, we've done almost, like, half the damage here. So, okay, that was a crit as well. But again, if we Acid Spray and keep going, we'll be fine. Actually, the crits don't make that much of a difference in a way. But yeah. So there we go. Again, Acid Spray is never going to do that much, even though it's quote-unquote super effective. But... okay, good. Oh, Meteor Beam. Okay, Meteor Beam is dangerous because it's a one-turn, like, insanely powerful move. Hang in there, Ordino. Oh, that did nothing. Right, Hyper Voice. Nice. And then Max Stuff. Oh! So, yeah, this is fine. Again, if we'd have had the Clang, this would have been over by now. But I think we should KO this before it gets that... So I think, like, it won't attack us before we KO it, so we should be good here. So I think we should be okay. How in the name of Nelly is Hyper Voice doing that? Because Ordino is awesome! Ordino is awesome! Ordino is cool when it's part of a team. Ordino is awesome! I think I've told you guys the story about when I watched that movie, haven't I? The long story short is there's a cathedral near where I grew up that they shoot a lot of movies there. And they needed extras for a movie, and we had applied to be on it. But they were like, you have to grow out your facial hair if you want to do it. So we applied, and we're growing out our facial hair, but we didn't hear anything. And it was getting very, very close to, like, the fitting day, and we, like, heard nothing. And I took up a temp job, and I needed to, like, shave for the temp job. Ultimately, and then they called me, like, after I'd been doing the temp job for a while and shaved, and this was, like, you know, basically like a day before the fitting, and they're like, oh, we'd like to hire you for the movie. And it's like, well, I couldn't, like, wait around, like, you know, you needed to tell me earlier that you needed me. Expert belt. And they were then, like, really annoyed that I, like, then wasn't available, and it's like, well, you can't just expect people to be around. Like, the cutoff date was ages ago. You should have let people know right away. You can't just let people know, like, a day before, hey, we need you for a fitting, to, you know, like on Monday. Like, you know, they call you, like, late on a Friday to say, oh, are you ready? You available on Monday? Like, what? No, like, you know, people aren't just going to be unemployed and unavailable forever. You got to know that stuff sooner. But anyway, but this was during the phase where I was growing my facial hair and awaiting to hear back from them. And I saw the Lego movie, and it was like on, like, it was like the 4th or 5th day of growing up facial hair, and it was basically just the day where, like, everything itched like crazy. And so I'm so glad I had a fun movie to watch, because that just would have driven me mad. Okay, so here we go, everyone. Dynamax if you've got it, have the power, use the power if you have it, and Acid Spray if you've got it. Time for Brain to Breed Brawn, exactly. We're using our noodles here, as we like to say here at Beauvo Games. So here we go. But yeah, I just remember, like, my face, like, itched so much, and I just needed to scratch it, like, so badly. But yeah, apparently, like, day 4 or 5 is, like, when it really just gets, like, ugh. Oh. Did you say noodles? Yes, because that's what when people talk about, like, your head, like, using the old noodle, it means, like using, like, you know, using your brain, putting your thinking cap on. There's using the old noodle. Oh, dynamic punch. Okay, well, okay. So there's the bad edge of the double-edged sword. Not great. And also a 50% accurate move. Really? Sky, you still can't believe you only watched it last year. Oh, what, Lego Movie? Dang. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, wow. Acid Spray and Max Starfall. Look at that, though. Yeah, no, it shouldn't matter. Like, again, even if it gets aggressive and starts attacking more, it's just one of those things where, like, it needs, like, 4 KOs, and it's only going to have 2 attacks, so... And Buzzwole can get... a Selgor can just get, like, a buzz in or whatever here to, like, get victory, so... right, cheer, I'm going to cheer you guys on. This will probably be feeble and not great. Oh! It was good! It's very good! 2, 4, 6, 8! Acid Spray is really great! Did I watch the Minecraft movie? No, I have never played Minecraft and I'm poor. I can't afford nice things. Again, I've been unemployed for 10 months, so I can't afford things like movies. No, I haven't been to the cinema in years, though. Between, like, COVID and how expensive it is, I haven't been to the cinema in years, sadly. I probably will never go to a cinema again, which is really sad. Because I liked doing it a couple of times a year. So, stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars! And I'm definitely not going to be going to a theater in, like, apparently the next 3 years, now that, like, basically the COVID vaccine is banned, essentially. So, that kind of sucks. Right. So there we go. Well, banned for people of, like, my age. Right, Sandslash is a no. Clang is a no. Dang, I need a shiny Clang. Clefable is not shiny. Now, a week ago today is when I got shiny Pheromosa. At this point, the final Ultra Beast, the final Dynamax Adventure, the final Pokemon in our wild card, our final wild card, final one of the day. Will we get the same thing happen here? We've had 2 Sundays in, like, the past 3 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks or whatever, where the final check of the day has been shiny. So Lily doesn't have online, unfortunately. But will I replicate this again? Will this be like the 3rd Sunday in 4 weeks where our very final shiny check of the day does indeed result in a shiny? Can we one-up Kevin? Will I keep stalling and dragging this out? The answer is no, because will we get Mario and Luigi Super Swole Saga? No! Oh, the humanity. Shout out to my marine biologist friend, humanity. Let's check some natures and, well, no sparkles, no sparkles, no sparkles. Boo! And look, there it is. There's the gentle nature. The gentle-natured Sandslash. Ugh, there's always one. There's always a gentle relax. I'm telling you. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, whatever. I'm gonna take this Sandslash just because it means I can get rid of it and throw it away. Okay. So, never mind. So that is it. That is all for today. To quote my friend Ryan Bartley, that's wild. So yeah, I am now officially in the beginnings of a drought, and if I don't get anything tomorrow, I will say that I'm officially in a drought after that. So it's pretty wild. But no, I will not be keeping the ticket. But there we go. So yeah, but that's all, folks. Thank you all so much for joining. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, so you know, I don't know if that means a bunch of you will be more available tomorrow or less available tomorrow. But for a lot of people, it's a holiday tomorrow, so maybe I'll see a bunch of you, maybe I won't. Let me know if tomorrow is just a regular day for you, or if anything is different than normal. But yeah. Oh, wow, these are all, like, Kanto apart from Eldegoss. That's funny. So there we go. Sky, you still got to work tomorrow. Oh, yeah, Xander, how did yesterday go? How was working on a Saturday? Boo. Boo. But no, guys, you have been wonderful. Xander's going to maybe quickly answer that question before I hang up. What is this, a phone call? Who knows? So there we go. On Lara, you might have to leave early, but you'd still like to be here for part of it. Okay, well, let me know, and if you are like I can do the first round, we'll obviously get you in. So, guys, gals, non-binary pals, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the beginnings of your Monday. Of course, it's chaotic on the day you're not normally scheduled. Sounds about right. So take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully see you tomorrow. What do we have now? Is it like 9 shinies left? 8 shinies left? Actually, maybe I need to check. Hang on. Tickets, wild card, because even I'm forgetting how much stuff I have left now. I do still edit the wild card, even though I like don't use it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 9 Pokemon left. Hopefully we get something soon, but yeah. But that's the thing. We are only 1 week out since our last legendary, so it might be a few weeks till we get another one. But we are now overdue for a regular one, so stay tuned because it's mathematically we are gonna get that shiny soon. So stick around, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, lots of love. Like the video if you haven't.